Let's see, are we online? I think we are. Hello there. We are back for a new episode. So, in a past episode, I got the mammoth over here. And I'm currently thinking about scrapping majority of the mammoth. I think the majority of this vehicle is blown up. Many of the groups are not working anymore as they should. The timer blocks are sometimes referring to blocks that are completely non-existent. And I think it would be better... Ooh, that's pretty loud. Ooh. Always the audio levels on YouTube. It's hard to change that. Alright. So there are some programmable blocks on this this thing, and there's a lot of programmable blocks right here. Sorry for spitting in the microphone. There's some air vents that I could use that are useful. There's some batteries that I could use that are useful. So I think this thing is worth more in components than it is in anything else. I could use the laser antenna. I don't know where to place it yet, but I'd rather have it than not. So I think the mammoth is sadly going to be scrapped, but it's going to be used very well in the rest of this base. Now, as you saw when we started, I have been busy a little bit. And I've been busy working on, well, pretty much everything to do with the rest of the ship. So, as you can see, we have the helm is being created as to give full vision around as much as possible. Because, you know, we have a big ship like this, it's probably for the best to have a little bit of look around. We're gonna defend this back part quite a bit. We're gonna have some guns that are attached up here. We're gonna have 2 more seats here that are gonna be for gun turret usements or something like that. I don't know. I've never built a manual gun, so that's gonna be an interesting one. Then we're gonna have some chambers here, and at the top we're gonna have some. So what we're gonna do is basically make this at a steeper incline. So we're gonna have this window here. No, not a window. This is gonna be like this. And I wanted to have this episode to be more of a lag. Wow, that was a steep lag. Still lagging. Wow. I don't know what spawned in, but that thing took its time and effort. So, what we're gonna work on for now is, I thought there was something laying here. We're gonna try to finish this part now. Many of the parts down here are finished. I also moved some blocks around, so if we go through here, I also installed these air vents right here. I don't know why the auto repairs are ticking. Why are you ticking? Are you missing something? You're missing bulletproof glass. Alright, sure. Don't know how much silicon we still have left. Let me check that. Here's 3.6k. That's going down very fast. Alright, so we're almost out of it. Okay. I probably need to do a silicon run before I'm done with all of this. I also already renamed the hangar doors. And I'm gonna I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that during a video, because it's probably gonna be very boring, watching me just sitting in a K menu of a control panel somewhere, just setting up every single button, thruster, etc. All the hydrogen engines, all the ion engines, all the backwards thrusters to be turned off with a button. That's gonna be probably pretty boring. So how I was planning to do this is this area right here. I'm gonna basically make this a little bit of like a maintenance area, this part here. So this is also where the medical room is gonna be. Don't know yet where to set it up, because I want to set it up in a spot where I can use the cargo containers in such a way. But I was also planning on perhaps pulling one of these up. So like up, so I can install some guns at the top. And I want the... I'm probably gonna make one of these bedrooms, and then above this I'm just gonna make all roof. But then the question is, what type of roof? And I'm gonna give it some glass or not? And if I'm gonna make it a roof, what color are we gonna give it? Am I just gonna do it like this? Perhaps, perhaps. This is basically how I've been building this entire ship up until this part. Just look at what seems interesting. Right, how much iron do we still have? 16k here, 82k here. Yeah, we're fine. Alright, production. I need more interior plates. So, the majority of what we're going to work on today is mostly trying to finish this top part, and we're going to install some blocks up here. And I think this area here is going to be an interesting one, because I don't know if I want the programmable blocks here. I would rather think I would have them right here in like a second area. And the reason why I would want that, like you go down from the helm here and put them in like a little bit of a safer area, just in case the helm gets blown up, all the programmable blocks with all the scripts running are still fine, even though the helm gets blown up. And then we're gonna probably set up a secondary helm somewhere, just in case the top helm gets blown up. That way we can at least fly away in case of an emergency. But for that we still need to finish our ship first, so let's work on at least getting that done. Most of this is gonna be like the living quarters, quote unquote. More interior plates. Pipe works. So the majority of this has just been building it up like this, just thinking of a structure and just going for it. There's a little bit of rhyme and reason, but mostly just what I think looks decent. There's usually some amenities like the walls you see, the interior walls that you see stacked on top of each other. I don't think they look that great, so I will change that a little bit. But I do like the look of these interior walls, tops and bottoms. That's the reason why you see me use them so many times, and I think I placed these wrong. I think I placed them upside down.
Inventory full.
I did. Glad I caught that. There we go. Now we have some room. Alright. So most of these rooms are just going to be pure for decorations. I will perhaps do that off stream. One of them is going to be like the kitchen and eating area. One of them is going to be like the relaxation area, etc, etc, etc. These areas in the back here are going to be maintenance areas, like I said. More of like a... like one is going to be like a medical room and one is going to be like a maintenance room. And then here in the back, this area here, we still have some components we would like to install. So here we have some of them. We have 2 survival kits right here. We have some programmable blocks and we have a medical station. This one's going to be in the medical room, of course, but these 2 are going to be like in the length of the hallway, right around here. Because I don't want to pull this all the way to the back. I want to make like an area where it's actually going to be finished. Now I don't know yet where that is, but we're going to see how far we can get. Let's at least just finish this last bits and just see how it would look then. Oh, the letter fell. There's a letter on my desk. I guess it finally took the liberty of falling. What else am I missing? Some construction components again. I have had to use the assembler quite a few times already. So I guess we're getting through most of our components at this point. Now, last episode, I somehow finally figured out that I could actually build event controllers this entire time. I thought that event controllers were one of those blocks that were completely void of my my building, because when I type in event, I want like event controller, it's not here. When I type in controller, it's not here. But apparently it was under time blocks. I mean, yeah. I'm unsure if that is an oversight or not. But since I have not been able to find a single event controller, I kind of took it for what it was. What was the block again that I wanted to place here? I think it was a survival kit, but that would be an issue. And we're gonna have to place it right here. So, what we're gonna do at least is up here I'm gonna make a platform with 2 seats that are gonna be like in the heightened part of this glass dome. This glass dome is gonna end in a wall that's gonna be around here. And we're gonna at least finish this part first before we can do that, because then we have at least something we can attach the rest of the front of the base towards.
Energy low.
Oh, okay. Oh. So I've also decided not to keep the mammoth and just dismantle it, mostly because I don't really have that much of a use for it. Like, yes, it would be nice to you know, make all my ores go into bars while I mine them, but why would I if I have refineries with yield modules at the base? Like, it makes no sense to not use the yield moduled refineries. They give so much more components. Like, why would I not use them? So the mammoth is worth in the programmable blocks, so it's not a waste of time that we have taken them with us. So close. What am I missing? Large steel tubes. No. Okay. Don't know why that was falling damage worth, but there we go. I think we're gonna fly through our iron now. Yeah, it's just going fast. Okay, let's finish this part here at least. And then we still have to install the gravity generator. We're gonna do that in the maintenance area. So, during this entire time that I've been building, most of the time that I spent was trying to make an interesting dome for flying the ship. Now, it has taken me quite a lot of time to make this very square looking helm. And the reason why I went for such a square looking helm is because when you're sitting in here and you don't make it like this, you're gonna have a lot of these sidebars that are gonna be in your face. Now I have like almost a full clean view in front of the ship. And I think that just looks a lot better. At least when you're sitting in here. Maybe it doesn't look the best when you're looking at it from the outside. But I think it looks pretty nice. And it looks pretty fortified with all the guns that are in front of it. At the top we're gonna make a little bit more of a gun as well. But we're gonna get to that as well. I might overlook a little bit of what the gun at the top of the ship looked like before I removed it. If I slightly remember how to make it. But we'll get to that later. For now, let's just first see if we can get most of this, these chambers up and running. And we have to at some point also close this part here. I can also just make some of these go up. Just to have some walkways here. Then go up into the ceiling, but then have some lights in the hallway. I could do that. Let's remove this one first at least. I have some other ideas that we can implement. So, if I do that, will I do it like this, or will I do it like this? Nah, that doesn't look good. I never really use square tubes, especially not in these types of things, because I usually only build ships. I don't really make bases. So if I just do it like this. And just make an extra addition here at the top. That way we can make more guns up here. Then we're just gonna have the conveyor junctions up top here. And then we're gonna have roof, but what is the roof gonna look like? Do I have an interesting roof design? I can see the sides of these due to the conveyors. Not really that well though. Okay. Oh, what am I missing now? Is it light? Is it just gonna be the? Okay, let's check. Build and repair system. What are you missing? Interior plates again. I just built so many. There we go. Okay. Do you have all the components now? Yeah, I guess you do. Alright, let's see. How closed off are you? Okay, decently. Well, a floor. Could look nice to do it like this. That could look nice. Yeah, alright, let's try that. Make it gray. Front and back. Okay. What else? We're gonna have... Not this one. It's gonna be in the edge alignments. We're gonna have this one in these positions. I dislike that the sound of that is so loud. And then we're gonna have the same on this location. Okay, then we're going to need the other one. This one. And we're going to have these in these locations. No, not that one. This one. Okay. Then I need the singular one. I think that's edge as well. So let's see, we're gonna need the singular one. This one. Turn it around. Wrong way, turn around. Okay, let's see, how does this look? I think it looks kind of fine. Yeah, I think it looks kind of nice. And we can make the double lights, this one appear here. Well, that's gonna be a little bit tough. Yep. Oh, we're missing construction comps again. Yep. Gonna need more construction comps again. We're gonna make these lights better later, but I will do them per location. And we're gonna have it like this, and then we're just gonna this is the thing that I was talking about, that we're not probably going to do in a video that much. Like, this is just to show you how long it's going to take to rename everything, just to make the ship a little bit easier to program. Otherwise you never know what you're gonna do, and many of these things are gonna just take a lot of time, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn everything into groups, and then these groups are gonna be used into buttons, and these buttons are gonna be placed everywhere, and they're gonna be have to set up, and every group has to, lights have to be set up correctly. So many of these things are gonna take quite a lot of time, and I don't wanna, you know, make that into the entirety of one single video, which it will be. Like right now, I've been mostly busy just trying to finish this floor, already a half an hour in. So stuff like that just takes a lot of time. Like I've said before, I want this base to look good besides being functional. This is the first time I've really spent time building a base, and I kind of want to learn a lot of using scripts and programmable blocks and event controllers. I want to get better at that. So I think this is a good way to force myself to get better at that, because I want this ship to fly as well as possible. I want to set up hangar doors that when I press a button, that the ship will cycle. So when I fly outside, when I, for instance, later on, I will have my hauler parked inside this ship, and I will have a mining vehicle parked inside this ship. But when I want to go out to mine, I don't want to lose all the oxygen that's in this room, because that's a lot of oxygen that I will lose. So what I want to do is, the moment I press a button somewhere, either there or either here, I want to make sure that when I press that button, all the oxygen gets siphoned out of this room. And when that oxygen is siphoned out, only then will these doors open. But first, some flashing lights here will activate. These lights will dim, and then the doors will open. That's at least the idea. I will want to set that up in a correct fashion, but I don't want to be that the entirety of the video. I just want the end conclusion to be in the video. I don't want, you know, a super boring video. Later on, when I want to edit all these episodes together, I kind of want to spend some time on getting that streamlined. But we'll get to that later. Okay, let's get back to it. So let's install the last bits of conveyors. Do I want anything in particular here? No, I kind of want lights. I could just say inset lights. No, I don't want the inset lights. Let's just use light armor blocks. And then we're gonna use light panels. go. And this is gonna have some connectors moved around. Because what we want to do is... Yeah, this is fine. This is more than fine. I think we're set to be in a really good position right now. So what we want to do is we want to have the conveyors like this. It's probably going to cost a lot of components, but this is fine. The game is probably going to scream at me to make something. Small steel tubes. See, it's already screaming again for something. Yeah, I'm screaming for something. What is it doing? Small steel tubes. Yep, here we go. Let's ask it to make more of those. How far are we with the iron? Still fine. We still have a lot of in the survival kit somewhere. I want to know where that survival kit is. It's probably in the back here somewhere. Because I don't remember installing one, so it's probably here. How many survival kits do we have? Yeah, it's this one. No, it's installed somewhere. Oh, it's installed via that way. Alright. Well, we can remove this cap. Yep, there it is. That's pretty useless. Because that survival kit cannot do anything due to the build restrictions in place during this playthrough. Alright, let's see, how far are we? Yeah, there we go. I kind of want them to go out one more. And that has a very specific reason. Because what I want to do is I want to basically... Oh, I didn't get any... There we go. Oh, okay, we're already low on interior plates again. We're basically gonna go like this. Yeah, I thought so. Already low on him. And now we're low on construction comms. I don't mind that it will stick out a little bit further. Okay, let's build some more construction comps. Yep. Because these are going to be the attachment points for the guns. We need a lot of steel plates. All these are gonna have the weapons, but there is a design of this ship that I still want to implement that has been on this ship since the beginning. And I want to use that but I couldn't do that if the guns were a little bit closer to the inside. If you can point this out, what I mean by that, in the comments, you get a heart. Okay. I can finally get rid of some of the steel plates. Don't know how many we still have, but let's see. Steel plates. If I just search for plates. I have still 16k steel plates. 60k steel plates. Yeah, we have more than enough to build quite a few. Alright. I can build this better. This way it will also be stronger. Yeah, I think this will be better. Okay, I don't think we have any steel blocks anymore. So let's remove this line. Oh, sorry for jerking the camera a little bit around. Let me remove these blocks and install them better. Yes, I haven't finished the entire upper floor, but I'm just experimenting with how this is going to look like best. Did I place a block down there? Yeah, I did. It's going to probably make it a little bit harder to install the programmable blocks, but I think it will be fine. I think I can still access it rather well. So it shouldn't be much of an issue. Okay, how does this look? Really looks like a living quarters. Okay. We're gonna make this a flat area. So the design of what I was referring to before has already appeared quite a few times in this episode. Although I haven't actively looked at it. But it has appeared in the corner of my eyes quite a few times. So if you're like, what? Nah. You'll probably understand it already. That's fine. Let's remove these blocks just to make it a little bit stronger. A little bit more HP on the roof, this thing. There we go, rid of some steel plates again. And now when this part is done, we can use it as a template for the front part. You can clearly see from which blocks have been repaired by the build and repair system that where the blocks are placed, the build and repair systems. There we go. That should be the majority of the roof. Now, the design that I really wanted to work in is placed right here. This is the design that I want to pull up to the living quarters. And then over it, up to that roof over there. So I want to make sure that this now becomes one smooth hole. That sounds very wrong. No, I need the inverted one. I'll just make a temporary wall then. This is also where I kind of need to move the programmable blocks in first before I do really anything else. I don't know if I've actually gotten all of them, because I only have 3 laying around here. Let me do a quick run around, see if I've gotten all of the programmable blocks. I have the feeling the music's... this song is kind of loud. I don't know. There's another air vent here. I don't think this base had a lot of programmable blocks. No. There's still a build and repair station on the ground. I think I got most of that as well. I think most of the interesting blocks that I still want to install, I've pretty much already gotten there, except for these 2 air vents. This is a small cargo container. These are just some yield modules, right? Yeah. So assembler standing here. It's very broken. And this was also 160 computers, that's fine. What about here? Is there any programmable blocks here that I forgot? I think I moved these already. There's some reactors. That's, I believe, yield modules. Yep. There's an air vent. What's this? Ah, see, I knew I'd forgotten a few. There we go. So many programmable blocks still left in here then. I don't think so. There's a survival station or survival kit right here. And there's some air vents. And I believe this only has some H2O2 and thrusters. That's it. Alright, so there's two survival or two programmable blocks there. Now, programmable blocks are not that heavy, so I can move majority of them by hand. It's just that it's hard to move them just willy-nilly. Alright, here we go. Let's turn the engines on. Let's turn these on. Let's turn this off. Then we're gonna turn these on. Now the only thing that we're gonna really do is move some blocks up here. So most of the blocks we see down here, we're gonna use, we're gonna try to get them up here. And this also includes some air vents, just so we can already move them around a little bit. So I really want to use this as the maintenance bay. Ooh, that was a little bit higher than I expected. Actually, I wanted to place these engines a little bit further down the line. I wanted to install these a little bit more to this location here. Okay. Then let's get this medical station. Oops. It has an attachment to the top, so I think I'm gonna hook it up a little bit closer to the pathway. Okay. Now we're just gonna dump most of these programmable blocks just near the entrance, and we're gonna dump a lot of blocks. So we're really just gonna do a lot of front and backs. So we're just gonna go up, we're gonna go over here, we're gonna go sideways, we're gonna go down. We're just gonna dump them in. We're gonna do that for all these, and we're probably also gonna install all the stores. There's some survival kits. Now I believe I can also move these by hand, so that should be fine. Yep. And once these are in, then the majority of everything we have done so far with moving with the hauler is pretty much done. Now, I don't yet know what to do with all the rest of the components. Like, I've thought about scrapping all of it, but that's probably gonna take a lot of time. Now, I would either make a dedicated vehicle for that, for just scrapping. But I will do. Damn you, mouse movement. You almost broke me some hydrogen thrusters on the right side there. Okay. How much hydrogen do I have left? 83. How much power? Enough. Okay. Then in between episodes, I'm probably gonna strip the mammoth for all the useful parts. Break down it into its base components. Take out the programmable blocks and drop them at the front. Destroy all the timer blocks. Don't know what to do with the large cargo. We're probably gonna just use it as like the storage system on this planet for the miner. Because now that we have an event controller, I have quite a lot of things I can do with making a little miner on this planet. This is something I'm probably gonna do in between. Let's see, where were the programmable blocks? I think they were on that side. I think it were these two right here. Yep. There we go. Let's drop some on this side as well, because we're gonna have some on the one side and some on the other side. We're gonna have like 4 on one side and 4 on the other side if possible. And then we have the contracts and stores. I think we're gonna have the stores in the maintenance area as well. Maintenance between quotation marks. Maybe it's not gonna be a maintenance area, maybe it's just gonna be a sell area. I mean, pretty much maintenance is down below. There we go. Okay, let's move the other blocks that are over here. I'm probably also gonna make an AI block that's gonna be useful for all the guns that are on the ship. That all the guns are gonna be off unless a hostile ship is gonna be close. Let's see, this was contracts. I want contracts over here. So that's what we're gonna do over on this side. We're gonna make this the contracts and store area. Don't know yet how that's gonna look like, but we'll figure something out. Okay, let's move this engine over to the other one. Okay. Using the hauler has become quite a lot easier. Still, thank you so much for the tip, Analdo, with using the script, because it has made the movement with these so much more fluent. Like, I actually have the idea now, I don't have to have 3 hands to do all this. But just 2 hands is sufficient to control it all. Oh yeah, I still need to install the remote control. I can do that in the back area as well, with the engines. Lag, please. Don't do that. Good. We're nearing the end of all these movements. Do I need all these stores? No. But they're a block that I cannot build, so we're just gonna bring them for funsies. I don't even know how to use them, but it's fine. Then we're gonna get to a point where we want to install a lot of air vents. Oops, pardon me. Then we need to finish the front of the ship. Nah, it's 3 kilometers away. Okay. Was it 2 left? Yeah, 2 left. Alright. It's interesting because we also have all those power efficiency modules that are somewhere, but I believe they require a specific item that I don't have a lot of, I believe. Oops. Did I destroy a block? No. I believe they require superconductors, and we have a lot of them. So technically we could bring them with us, but the only problem is that we don't need them for anything. Like, we don't have any room in the ship to really bring them with us. I look only at the large amount of items that are still left around here. One thing we might also do is let's see, how much time do we have in this episode? We have an hour currently. Is we're gonna make a mining area, and because that's gonna take a lot of power, we're also going to bring over all the windmills from the other side, and we're gonna build a wind park over here. I could do it on that bridge even. Yep. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we're at half hydrogen. Let's leave it at this for a bit. We're gonna make a different connection point for the hauler later on as well. There we go. Let's turn the engines off. Good. How much hydrogen do I have left? Not much. Alright. Well, that makes life at least a little bit easier now. I've tried before to move these programmable blocks up to the roof by hand, and I can rest assure you that was not really an efficient way of moving them. Like, when they're up here, you can move them decently easy. But without that, no. Alright. So we're just gonna install these stores, and there's a contract block here. Now, I'm very interested in that contract block, that if I install it, if it actually shows the if it actually shows any contracts. Okay, this is your hydration check. Make sure you drink enough. There we go. You don't want to dry out now. Okay. So let's see. Where is it? There it is. Only steel plates? No issue. It's only right above us. That's fine. Let's actually connect them, just to make sure that we have a specific guideline. This area does remain to be difficult to install. Kind of want to make the glass edge end here. Okay, let's see if I can fix this at least partially. I need some steel plates. No. Yeah, it's better. Okay. Then we need the sideways windows. Okay, we're one step closer to being able to close this off. Now, is there a window that can attached to this long area. Yes, yes there is. Even if it's many small triangles, at least if I can attach it. Okay. Now I believe there is a triangle piece from the same group as where that one came from. That is able to be attached to this one. Yes, it's the same one, right? No, it's not the same one. It is this one. This way. Yes, yes, that's the one. Okay, it's the correct height now. Now I need... Is this one? Oh yeah, I think I already had it. It is this? No. It should be this one. No, wait, this is wrong. What? It should be like this, but on the bottom. Yeah, that's the one, but then I need the black one. That's the one. Jesus, that took a while. Alright, then we need the 1x2s. Yes, and then we just need the 1x1 squares. And that should be it. That should be the entire glass dome. What are we missing? Girders or... Oh, damn. I am unsure if I have enough silicon to finish this entire thing. But we'll see how far we can get. Otherwise, we'll just do a quick trip. Get some silicon and get back here. Had to check if I had a message. So, that is the entire glass dome I was building. So now we just have to copy this on the other side. So let's see, let's start with the bottom part, just to make sure that we're building on the same foundation. Let's see. I think I built this one with this block. No steel steel plates. Okay, that's the start of it. Then I built the crooked one. Then I had the long triangles, which was this one. Let's see if I can get the correct one. Yes, then I need the inverted one. Yes. I need a single... No, I need the other one. It's always difficult to figure out which one you need. Okay. Then we probably need this one. Yep. We need a single... No, need the other one. Yes, then we need the 1x2. Yes, and then we need the flat pane. This one. No, I need this one. Okay, it's immediately correct orientation. Alright. There we go. Now comes the tough part. I find this always one of the hardest things to do when making buildings like this fit. And that is, you've built two parts and now you have to fuse them together somehow. I always find this very difficult. Okay, this part is not that difficult because this is going to be removed or at least taken over. But this part... So... What if I just do this first part like this?
Energy low.
So close. Come on. There we go. Okay. That's part one. We might even alter that to make it a full block so we can insert some lights on it. We're also going to have some lights going all the way over to here. Just how massive this ship is. Yeah, I also wrote the name of the ship. You can see it in the bottom left there. I'm gonna write it on multiple other spots, so probably here in the front area. Alright. Let's see. Don't need the conveyor system here at the front and the top, so we're gonna keep it at this. The air vent that we have is over here, if anyone was wondering. Gonna have some railings here, just so people will not fall in here willy-nilly. We're gonna change this to a sloped block, just to fit with the aesthetics better. Damn it. Why are the repair systems now screaming for again? Yeah. Let me guess. Not enough silicon. Well, we were close. We were close. Can I maybe scrap the windows of the mammoth for enough to fix everything? That would be very close.
Inventory full.
Let's see how close we can get. Corridor. Was that enough? Yep. That was enough. That way we can at least get rid of that stupid ticking noise in a sufficient manner. Mm-hmm. So let's give the top a little bit of a interesting look. I don't know where I left them. I thought I already gave them a spot in this entire list. Did I remove them from it again? I think I removed them again. Alright, let's just put them here then. So we need a little bit of everything. So we need some small defense. We're gonna put the guns in counter order. So the order in one side is gonna be different than the order on the other side. There we go. If that's not enough damage, then I don't know. Let's just turn them off for now. Because they do take quite a lot of power. Damn, the hitbox of this thing is big. It's a lot of computers. We have taken apart so many of these turrets, we should be fine. Oopsie. And that gives me no fall damage. Why are these taking so long? Oh, they just require a lot of percentages to complete. There we go. That looks already a little bit less. And the only thing is that I need to get ammo in these things. I don't know if these automatically refuel. I've never really used them. Hmm. I don't know. We'll get to that later. Are you all off? I think you're all off. Okay.
Health critical.
Wow. And now I barely fell and I almost killed myself. Smart. So what I wanted to do here was basically have this block here installed in such a way that there's a survival kit in this area. Okay, I can place it on this side. So let's just place one merge block here. Mm-hmm. There we go. Now we just have to hook it up. I can access the inventory system of the ship through it, so I don't need this cargo container to be here, which is good because I want these to be double doors. Okay, thank you for firing at me. I can have it like this. Lag. Okay, thank you. When I press Alt middle mouse button on the survival kit, the game lags. Why? Let's try it again. Every time I do it. Okay, there we go. Don't know why that was such a tough thing to do for this game. Alright, let's install the extra doors. Sliding door, please. There we go. So, now the question is how to install the programmable blocks.
Energy low.
I know. Let's test the survival kit. That's slow, but at least it's recharging. Okay. Yeah, it's difficult to decide, really. I would also really prefer to have this really a wall. To really have this as its own separate thing. I will have to think about this. At least we got a lot of progress this episode. The upper part is really taking form. So, next episode, what we're gonna work on, is we're gonna finish this part here. At least we're gonna make that a wall, and really turn that into its own room. And then we're gonna probably have like a little staircase going down here into the area with the programmable blocks. Then we're gonna do the same on this side, and we're gonna try to finish the dome here. After that, we're gonna go on this side. We're gonna install these and make sure that this end part is gonna be closed off a little bit. And we're gonna turn these into their own separate little rooms. And we're gonna try to make this roof attached to this bottom part here, this back part. And yeah, that's basically it, what we're gonna focus on. If you liked this episode, then thank you very much for watching all the way to this part. Leave a like if you liked it. And I will see you, of course, in the next episode. And thank you so very much for watching. And have a wonderful day. And bye-bye. Bye-bye.